What's going on, all you gamers? Today we're going to be taking a look at the upcoming game Evil West. This is soon to be released third-person action game with a Wild West vibe that looks like insane fun. If that interests you, then stay tuned. That's coming up next. Welcome back everyone. Today we'll be diving into a bit of the Evil West, seeing what it's all about and why I think this could be a game well worth looking out for if you're into your single player or even co-op campaigns. Now, for anyone that doesn't know, Evil West is a third person action game from the studio Flying Wild Hog. The game is set to release in just over a week on the 22nd November and launches on most major platforms including PlayStation, Xbox and PC. The game itself centres around your character, Jesse Rentier, a vampire hunter raised as one of the best, who must uncover a vampiric conspiracy that threatens the institute he calls home, as well as his life as he knows it. Now, this game, after just seeing a little bit about it for a few moments, looks like an insane mix of Red Dead Redemption combined with the crazy combat of games such as Devil May Cry, thrown into the mix as you venture out on a story-driven escapade, meeting up with new characters and encountering a whole host of not so friendly monsters along the way. I think some of these enemies look really good, and some of the boss battles from what I've seen so far look to be quite intense as you take on some of the biggest baddies around. If you're into your action-packed games focusing on fast, frantic fun, where you make your way through a campaign taking on bigger and badder enemies, then this may well be worth a look. The game itself, from what I can tell, is, like I said, quite story-driven. So rather than it being open world, it will see you travelling from one location to the next, in a more linear style, as you progress your character and the plotline, upgrading him as you go. One of the most interesting parts to me is definitely going to be the loadout and upgrading system, as you choose what weapons and loadout you want, as well as what upgrades for each weapon you want to unlock. Judging by some of the weapons I've seen so far, you'll definitely be able to make the character fit your playstyle, whether it be the slightly easier to use mid-range gun toting of the trusty revolver, or the more precise action of the rifle boasting some amazing pinpoint damage. Or for a much closer range build, slower in rate of fire but devastating at close range, you can always rely upon your trusty boomstick with your sawn-off shotgun. Not just relying on firearms however though, the Rentier gauntlet you can get looks absolutely electrifying, pun intended, as you melee your way to victory while zapping your enemies with thousands of volts of electricity. Now, like I said, your arsenal can also be upgraded as you progress through the game, making you an absolute powerhouse as you play. You'll also be able to unlock new weaponry and upgrades as you progress as well. But as well as this, each weapon and tool you can acquire also comes with its own perks, a sort of makeshift skill tree, allowing you to customise your character and playstyle even further. Want to shoot long range lightning at your enemies? Not a problem. Want to make sure you're always topped up on energy by killing your enemies in the air? Again, pretty easy. Or for some single target goodness, how about charging your gauntlet, dragging the enemy towards you and then unleashing a flurry of non-stop beats until they explode. Honestly, the game looks to be a whole lot of crazy fun for anyone who likes to make builds and destroy their enemies in epic fashion. Another cool feature is its jump in and jump out co-op, where a friend can jump into your game and play with you at any point. Again, making for some manic fun, especially if you have different setups and playstyles. Now, so far there's no real information on the game's endgame, so it may just be for those that want to enjoy its story-driven narrative and have some fun while you mow down waves of monstrosities in awesome Wild West fashion, with a somewhat over-the-top twist. Like I said, there's still just over a week until the game releases on the 22nd of November, but so far it's definitely looking like a game that will satisfy the third-person action gamers out there, especially if you're into vampire or monster games as well. Let me know in the comments, what do you all think of this? Do you think it's going to be amazing, or do you think it's going to fall short of the mark? As always, for all things gaming, for all things Xbox. Take care, I'll see you on the next day.